All right, now we'll get ready for you to do your second Scratch program. As you can see, it's a virtual fish tank, and this is how it plays out. You can tell I have 4 sprites, all moving differently, and a little bit of sound going on. So let's get started. So the first thing we'll do is get our backdrop in, and we are going to choose the under the sea because this is a virtual fish tank. And you do need to pick something that makes sense. So it can be kind of silly, but not totally silly. All right, let's get rid of the cat. And now what I did first is I added all my sprites. So I'm going to add the sprites. Once the sprites are added, then I wanted to work on each one at a time. So what I did is I went into this little icon and I hid each one so that I can find the one that I want to work on. So I'll work on the octopus first. So I'm going to hide all these others just so they're not in the way yet. And as I get them finished, then I'll put them on. So the octopus started out kind of down here on the left, and it needs to be smaller. And I used the octopus because it had 2 costumes. So one would make it so it would make it look like it was actually moving. And so within your code, you need to change costume on the octopus. The other thing that I use to make it go on the edge that I want you to try is the if on edge bounce command. The if on edge bounce command will flip it 180 degrees and keep going each way. But there's one thing you need to have set. You need to have your rotation style in this straight line. So that'll work for the octopus, and then you'll change costumes in the middle and it'll go back and forth. One thing I did want to help you get started with was back on the stage for the script on the stage. Remember, this is where we have one flag. This is the only place where your flag will show up. So don't put flags anywhere else. And we're going to start out the same way we did the other one. The first thing we're going to broadcast is new message initialize to get all of our players in place. So each one of our 4 sprites will have an initialize function. And then we're going to wait a second under control. And then we're going to make another broadcast, which is to begin animation. So this will be a new message, begin animation. And something else I added in here, this is where I put in my sound. So I'm going to help you with that one, and then you can play around with how you want other things. My sound was called ripples. So I went to the sounds tab and went to new sound and found this one called ripples. Should be in the R's. There it is. So I put that one in and I took out this one called pop where I right click and delete. So I got rid of that. You can test it. So it works, and that's one we want to add. Now what you want to do to your background so that it works continuously forever is we're going to use this loop forever block. We're going to use this one on all of them because this whole animation should play forever until we hit the stop sign. And so what you do in here is you play the sound, and it's play sound until done, and that just goes right in here. Play ripples till done, and you attach this on here, and this is everything that goes in your stage script. So when you play, you get music and everything should begin to work. Another thing I had to play around with for my diver, because I wanted my diver to go up and down and up and down, and that's changing costumes. But this diver doesn't have any other costumes. So it was pretty easy to make more. I didn't always want just this same diver. So the easiest way to make new divers is right click on the icon and then duplicate. So now I have 2 identical. So I can click on the first one and rotate this diver however I want him going up, And then on my second one, I can click on this one and rotate him going down. So I actually made 4 of these so that one's up, one's down, one's up, one's down, going each direction. So you can spin it however you want to, whichever direction you want this one to go. And that'll help you make some different kind of costumes, and then you'll just tell your script to change costumes and you'll have your custom diver. Now let's look over the assignment page so that you can see what you need to do as you get started, because I'm not going to do as much code for you on this one. So virtualFishTank tells you exactly what to do in the order. So draw your backdrop, add your sprites, at least 4 sprites. You can add more, but each sprite must be different. Different motion, different combination, different ones. Each sprite should have different speeds. At least 2 sprites change costumes. 1 sprite should change color, and 1 sprite should change size. Then you can add the sound effects, which I already showed you how to do as part of the backdrop. And then you'll do your same initialize and begin animation on the backdrop. And then these questions you're going to answer in a Word document and also upload with your file.